is a 96% that you're not going to make it. 96% chance stacked, towards you failing at reaching that goal, whatever. So we kind of picked that number, 25,000 a month. And you have your family, you have social media, you have Facebook, now you have Instagram, now you have TikTok, you have Twitter, you have Trump tweeting, you have this guy tweeting, you have this controversy going on over here. This interview, somebody sent you a link, somebody sent you an email, somebody texted you. You're like, oh my goodness, how am I ever going to focus? And so our attention span is almost nothing, right? And no wonder, our energy gets dispersed. And then you're like, oh, dude, I haven't read today. I haven't done any work today yet. And here I got my kids, and here I got my wife, my husband, everybody's pulling you in like a million different directions. No wonder your energy is, gets depleted like that. And then the real work that you need to dedicate your real attention, right? Focusing on your key activities that you really need to dedicate to yourself. At the end of the day, like net result, you might have maybe 5%, maybe 2%, maybe 3%. Okay, no wonder people are not successful. No wonder people are like, oh my goodness, I feel like I had an incredible day, but I've done nothing. There is no traction, there is no movement, there's a lot of movement actually, but there is no progress, right? Anybody feel like that? Just kind of what I was discussing here, that will hopefully help you, right? So whatever your goal is, there's two things I want to talk to you about today. We might be our focus, right? Focus, but then there is this thing called attention span that is the biggest underlying issue here that doesn't allow us to focus on the things that we need to focus on. So we listed these key activities, right, that are essential for entrepreneurs. And most important ones will be the self, stuff like that. I'm gonna reveal to you my reading list. All right, body, then your skill sets, then you gotta do stuff, right? So these are the most important three categories for an entrepreneur, right? If you are, running affiliate stuff, if you're building your own business, and I highly suggest that, obviously, as we talked about before, treat this like your business. Treat this like an empire that you want to build. Even if you're at zero right now, treat this as you are already running an operation that is doing whatever that goal that you have, okay, whatever that number is, okay? By the way, I'm going to repeat myself here. Folks, okay, get yourself a goal card, write it down, know exactly what you want, okay? You know what? I thought this was silly stuff, man. I was like, when I was just kind of breaking through, and I came across, I was failing, and then I came across, there was a movie that came out, it was called The Secret, right? And that's when I first heard about Bob Proctor, his name. He was in that movie, and I watched The Secret, and they're talking about, well, you gotta feel good, and that kind of made sense, right? It kind of made you feel good. And then I started to like get into that personal development stuff, and Proctor was the guy that really shifted my thinking a lot, in terms of like possibility. He talks about paradigms, and that really messed me up for the better, because he's like, dude, everything you see around you, it was an idea in somebody's head. Like this marker was an idea, this camera is an idea, the internet was an idea. Like, what is the internet anyways? It's like, what is this? I mean, we're like tapping into some invisible world. Here we are doing things, inputting things on the hardware. It goes somewhere that we don't see. Something happens in that cloud that we don't see, and boom, we get the result and we get the output back on our screen. It's crazy, but it was an idea in somebody's head, right? So somebody came up with that idea. It's an idea. Anything is an idea. I mean, this was a tree one time, right? This was a tree. Now it's paper. I mean, so and like, okay, people that did the most tremendous things in the world, they don't have blue blood running in their veins or anything like that, right? They're like humans, So I'm like, dude, that's right, that's right. So that's when I really started, thinking about these goals and all that stuff. He's like, write your goal down, what you want, and like get really clear, and really think about that. And then somehow, some way, just like you can't touch the internet, right? You don't understand how everything works precisely, just like lighting here. Somehow this thing works out. So I tried it for myself, and I thought it was silly. But I tell you, right? I tell you, that stuff works. And I don't know how it works, but you gotta work. You can't just like visualize whatever you want, right? Whatever it is. But I've experienced it, Told you guys this story back, maybe even a few years ago. Literally, like everything that I would write on the paper, like everything, virtually 100% of the time. Virtually 100% of the time. If it was written for me, it happened. Now, I had to work my butt off to make it happen, but it happened. And so I highly, again, if you're in Affiliate Marketing Academy, go to the Success Challenge, we have this goal card. The trick with this, I think, is like, if I reach down for my keys and boom, I touch this card, immediately triggers my goal. And immediately I'm like, all right, here, it's just like boom, boom, it's reinforcement, right? Reinforcement. How do you know your name? It's reinforcement. Somebody said it like a million times and you're like, oh, okay, that's my name. So then that's how you learn anything, reinforcement. Okay? The more you're focused, whatever you're focused on, whatever you put your attention to, okay, focus, the more that is going on and it gets reinforced in your head, okay? Your energy, you feed it with energy, okay? Then if you have your clarity on the activities that you need to do, it feeds that whole thing. And then your subconscious, which runs literally virtually everything for us is our subconscious, right? Consciously, we can only focus on maybe 3 things at a time. But subconscious is what runs your life, subconscious, right? And I don't want to get into that. But if we can get subconscious to work on our side to help us with whatever our target is and tune out as many of these as possible subconsciously, so consciously you don't even have to to me it's not very hard to tune these things out because I'm so focused on really what I'm working towards and I continuously reinforce it. So my subconscious mind, I want that to be on my side. You cannot fight, the forces of the nature. So you just have to figure out how to work with it. And your subconscious is the biggest force that can either help you or it's going to hurt you. The biggest one of them all. Okay? The problem that you have, okay, the cause of your problem is the person looking at you in the mirror. Okay, so when you go look at yourself in the mirror, is the problem, it's facing you. Okay, that same person is also the solution. We just have to figure out how do we get that to work in our favor towards the goal and tune these things out. They're not even relevant, right? So for me, again, these are the 5 steps that worked really well for me to control the attention span on the micro level. I'm not going to repeat, obviously, we spent like an hour yesterday talking about it, but I want to talk to you a little bit more about how to really stay productive, right? How do you maybe trick yourself, not trick, but there's a process that I can go through, and everybody here, we're going to go through this exercise, that will help you get clear, okay? It will help you literally tune out any of these distractions, and you want to train yourself. If you can do this, this is going to be tremendous. If you can train yourself if you can associate whatever activity that you are engaging in that you should not be engaging in, if you can subconsciously start linking pain, like bad, to that activity, okay, then your subconscious is going to help you and is going to keep you in the right path, okay? Now, this might not make sense for you right now, so let's kind of dig into this, okay? So, if I have like social media, right? All of these things for me, all right, I want to have, because I'm not a robot, right? None of us are robots here. Like, it would be great if we could just like flip something and be like, boom, we're like zoomed in on the one thing and we're in, nothing, everything that's not part of it just kind of bounces off of us, right? That would be pretty awesome. Unfortunately, that's not how things work with humans. And so people want to check, for example, social. People want to check what's going on out there. What's this guy saying? What's this time? Maybe read a blog or whatever, entertain themselves. Maybe watch a movie. So, how do we do that so we don't feel guilty? How do we do that so that our subconscious is not like, there's 10 different things you could be doing, but you're not doing any of them because you're multitasking in your head. You're doing one thing, you're thinking about something else, and your brain is even thinking about something else, right? So we need to stop multitasking. So I think number 1 is if we do all these things that are distracting us, they're a part of life. We can't cut them out, right? Like if you have lunch and you eat and you sleep and all those things, right? A little time for social media. Heck, if you want to watch a movie, that's totally fine, right? I think if you, if you discipline yourself too much, it might be like that rubber band, see what I'm saying? Like if you stop doing, like if you go cold turkey on a lot of these things, it's kind of like pulling the rubber band, and you might be okay for like a week or 2 or 3, and then the thing just snaps, and that's when you see people that are going on a diet. They might diet for like a week or 2 weeks, but then they snap and they just like, let's say if they lost 5 pounds, they're just gonna get back, zoom past that, and they'll just go gain 12. See what I'm saying? So we need to avoid that situation and still, right, train our attention span muscle, work that to be strong in the areas, and really control our focus, give it energy, because it's like the fuel for our focus, and then results will just show up naturally. Okay, snapback effect, right? Okay, so to me, all right, what I want is, again, what are your key activities, and then dedicating specific time. Okay, so if you want to do social media, you say, you know what, that's my 45 minutes of social media in a day. Boom, whatever that time is, stick to that. Okay, and you make you have a good heart to heart with yourself and be like, hey, we're gonna eat all you want in that time, right? So then you're good. You're like, all right, this time is out, and so this trains your brain to be more kind of organized, right, and different things. What I want to talk to you about right now, you guys, is I want to talk to you about specifically your goal, whatever that number is. By the way, what is your monthly income number here? Okay, what is that thing that you're shooting for? If you don't have that written down, it doesn't exist. It's not real. Make sure you get yourself a card, maybe 3x5 or whatever. Write your goal on it. Okay, go laminate it like I did. Phyllis says, fall in love with the process. Yeah, fall in love with the process of doing things. See, I've got mine. If you're going that have their goals written down, but it's like on some like paper that dog chewed on it, and and it just like, it looks like a mess, man. And people like, it's not neat. It's just like whatever. And to me, that's, if your goal is really important, you take care of it, right? Okay, so laminate it, like make it look neat, make it look nice. If your goal is big enough, if it's perfect, okay, don't be sloppy with it. 30K a month, Charity says, yeah, got 2 goal cards. Okay, go for quality, because in your head, the things that you value the most, you protect it, right? You care for it. John's goal is 350K a month. John Greenaker. John, I've seen your name pop up, brother. I see how committed you are by the activities that you, by the actions that you showed inside 4% community here, right? You're all in on Internet Traffic Academy. You're all in on Affiliate Marketing Academy. You're all in on pretty much everything that we recommend here, okay? 350K. See what I'm saying? 350K a month, John, is your goal. Bro, I don't know where you are right now, okay? That's a giant goal. $350,000 a month, that's a giant goal. Now, totally doable, whatever your goal is, okay? If your goal is $1 million a day, totally doable. Are there people doing $1 million a day? Yes. Okay, are there people doing 350K a month? Yes. Now, here's the here's the different things and achieving those big goals, okay, 100K a month, right? All of them, without exception, okay, all of them, they are not on the same level, on the same frequency like everybody else that don't. See what I'm saying? These guys are on a completely different frequency a month, right? All of them, without exception, okay, all of them, they are not on the same level, on the same frequency like everybody else that don't. You see what I'm saying? That never ever happens. Show me is sustainable, successful. When I say successful, I'm talking about company that's doing a lot of dough, right? A lot of revenue. Show me any company owner that kind of like dabbled their way into success. No, it's very, very strict discipline, right? It's very strict on what their key activities are. Virtually every, a lot, maybe like probably over 95 of the CEOs that I studied, 95% of the CEOs that I studied, maybe even 99%, they all have these things that they're really adamant about, right? So like self-development, self-growth, taking time for themselves, working out, physical activity, mental activity, all these things matter, okay? And success leaves clues, okay? But all of them, 100%, treat what they do as a business. They're not treating that as like, I'm just like an employee, I'm gonna see, like treat your thing as a business, even if you're at zero right now, okay? But whatever that goal is, let's say it's 25,000 for simple numbers, extension from yesterday's training, all right? Treat your enterprise, okay, as a business. Hang on, all right? You wanna treat it like a business owner would, all right? So here is a trick though. All right, I'm gonna show you something that helped me really kind of get myself on the same page with my subconscious, right? And when you're gonna start, see, people are driven by either pleasure, right, or pain, okay? We make decisions. We do what we do based on either something is giving us pleasure or it's giving us pain. We do things to avoid pain or to gain pleasure, right? Discipline and balance, Mariana says, yes. Okay. Darwin Snyder, what's up, my man? 3,333 a day. It's pretty specific, okay? Love it. Okay. Here is, I want to start like that. Avoid pain or avoid. Okay, Tom. Okay, we act to either move away from pain, right? We're gonna act to move away from pain. Okay, that's why people put and buy, sprinkler alarm systems. They install in their homes, right? Fire alarms, all these things, right? Security systems. Do you think they do that because they want to gain pleasure? No, right? They want to move away from pain. See what I'm saying? That's why people buy that kind of stuff, okay? People are right now, a lot of them are starting online businesses. A lot of them are not starting the online business right now because they want to move towards pleasure, not necessarily. A lot of them do, but I would say overwhelming majority, probably not. People now doing more online stuff because they want to move away from pain. See what I'm saying? Okay, so again, messaging is also important. But we can also do things to gain pleasure, okay? Investments. When people invest, they're going towards pleasure because in their mind, people don't invest to move away from pain, right? That would be, that doesn't connect, right? So people invest because they envision more returns, okay? So people buy a yacht because they move towards pleasure, right? It's the feeling that's going to give them, okay? Move away from pain or towards pleasure, yes. Okay, 60K a month, John W says. Okay, makes sense, right? 2740 every 24 hours. I like that. I like that. Okay, Dorian. Okay, some of you guys' goals are very, very specific. Okay, am I bored? All right. I gotta wait for like a second for it to dry up. All right. So, check this out. Whatever your number is, okay? Let's say it's, I pick 25, 60K a month. All right, John, I'll just use your example, all right? Let's say your goal is $60,000 a month, okay? $60,000 a month. Okay, you get your calculator. Be like, all right, 60K a month. It's pretty good. All right, that's about $2,000 a day times 12. That's $720,000 a year, okay? $720,000 a year. If you have never made that kind of money before, your subconscious, see the trick here is to get your subconscious to work in your favor, to be on your side, okay, that invisible biggest force to help you reach that, to not work against you, okay? And the easiest thing is, especially for people that have never hit those numbers, okay, your subconscious will go, you know what, BS, man, you've never done that, you don't even know, you can't, like most people can't even comprehend, right? So if, you know, if they're working, you know, making $2,000 a month or $3,000 or $4,000 a month, you know, going from $4,000 or $5,000 a month to $60,000 a month, your subconscious, that's what you're dealing with, because consciously, you know, it's like this. This is your conscious right here, okay? This is your conscious right here. That's the conscious mind right here. It's this teeny beeny, you know, tip of the iceberg. This water, that's your conscious mind. Your subconscious is this thing right here. This moves. What do you think is going to control this iceberg? Okay, what's on the top or what's below the surface? Okay, see that point? I want this force to be working with me. So, all right, let's stack odds, you know, in our favor, not against our, you know, not against us, right? So, all right, 60K a month. You have your key activities identified, okay? Here is something that really helped me, and I think it will probably help you, okay, when you really understand this, and that is this. You have number one, okay, so that's three-step process. This is going to be an extension from yesterday's training, so if you're watching this and you didn't watch yesterday's training, go back to 4%.com and go to explore, go to videos and watch. I forgot what the training was titled, but you can see the replay. Anyway, just look at the date. We do this every day. All right. Now, I've got my focus, okay? Then I've got my key activities to focus on, right? Attention span, I want to stack that so that when I'm not focused on my key activities, okay, that I have planned out, okay, in my schedule. I want my subconscious to go, dude, go back to that. Or if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, I want my subconscious to be my you know, what you call it, my boss, right? To be that angry boss that tells you what to do. Because the problem with most free entrepreneurs is like, they don't have a boss. You don't have anybody to telling you what to do, right? So people are like, I'm just gonna slack a little bit here. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go. After all, I work for myself. I want freedom. So I don't have any boss to tell me what to do, where to go, and all that stuff, right? Now employees are a little bit different. When you work for the boss, he tells you when to take a break, what to do, right? You have supervisor constantly walking by. You know, I remember when I was, like, last time I had a job, I think I was like 18 years old. But, you know, it's more productivity there. Crack the whip, man. That's right, John. Yeah? You know, as a free entrepreneur, hey, we can sleep in until noon. Nobody's going to tell you what to do. But your bank account, right, is going to suffer. And then you're like, oh, dude, this life. I identified my activities. Now I need to trick my subconscious to work with me. Here's what I'm going to do. Identify, okay? You got your key activities. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here are the things you're gonna do. Whatever things you're gonna focus on. All right. And then you got all these other things that are distracting you, right? You got all these things. Looks like amoeba or something. Okay. All right. So you're gonna give some time to this thing, this thing, whatever, right? So you plan out your day. If you can see it, your mind calms down. Your mind is going to be, all right, dude, we're cool. Here's a plan. Here's a schedule. Your mind likes to work on a strategy that is visible, okay? Visible. In Army, you know, if they go and do an operation, it's visible. Everybody's on the same page. They're not just going and be like, well, let's just go and see what happens. No, everything is laid out. It's a plan, right? It's an operation. You literally approach this as an operation like an army would. See what I'm saying? All right, but your most important things are here. These are your key activities, okay? Your income-producing activities. That's going to help you get this. All right, now you have your entire day over here, your 24 hours, okay? Now, how much time do you work during the day, okay? There is a difference between working, between motion, activities, movement, and actually being productive. See what I'm saying? The problem is that when we know that we have to do these things here, okay, and we dedicate our time to do these things, let's say this thing is going to take us 1 hour here, okay, 30 minutes here, okay, maybe 30 minutes here, maybe 2 hours, etc., 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 right? So you plan this out. Now, as you're doing these things in these categories, right, you still have these little suckers try to knock you off course. Okay, subconsciously that happens. Now, and what happens with a lot of people is that they get distracted, they get derailed from working on these key activities, even when they work on these key activities. Okay, now, do you guys believe that, or maybe not believe? Ask yourself this question. Okay, what do you think your actual productive hours are during the day on the key activities that you need to work on? For most people, they don't even have this list clarified. They just go like, well, let's see what today is gonna bring. All right, let's just see what happens today. Okay, and they're just like tackling the day with zero planning. No wonder their focus is all over the place and nothing happens. Okay, mind map today, identifying my 4% activities. Awesome, Carlos, kudos, dude. Love it, brother. All right, check this out. Never, ever, 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 never, ever tackle the day with just like, let's see what happens. You're gonna be in a big trouble when you do that. All right. Identify these things. Have a clearly laid out agenda, and then, all right. For most people, even when they have this, all right, key activities over here. Okay, this thing is going to be. They say, you know what? I'm gonna work 6 hours. Okay, 6 hours a day to build my dream, my future, man, like your empire, your company. Okay, now, for most people, families, they have all these other things they have to. You see what I'm saying? So these are your sacred hours. This is like your baby, dude. This is the thing that's gonna change your generational future. See what I'm saying? Now, it's not a to-do list, Richard. Not necessarily to-do list. These are your key activities that you need to fall in love with the process of doing. Okay? I don't love to do every single one of these, but I want to fall in love with the process of each one of those because it is linked to something that's bigger. Okay? Why am I doing this? Why do I need this? If the reason is big enough, see, I hope this is making sense to you guys, right? But I want my subconscious, this giant machine, invisible force to work in my favor. So unless I give it, it's like programming, right? Unless I give it whether I'm moving away from pain could be like, dude, for me, I was raised very middle class, okay? Very, very middle class. We had a bunch of love in the family. We did not have a lot of, financial things or like, material things. And that's what, that's how I was brought up, right? But the thing is this, with me was personally, when I was married when I was 20, and I promised my wife, I said, I said, baby, you're not gonna have to work. Yeah, she's like, yeah, whatever, everybody says that. To me, that was like one of those really, really, really important things. I wanted to be able to change. I wanted to be that link that would change the family tree in terms of what's possible. I wanted to, when our parents brought up, I saw my parents grind. I saw them working. Dad was construction worker, 15, 16, 17 hour a day, welder, I saw them, man. And I'm like, dude, I wanted to be able to retire them, so that was my moving away from pain. That was not a pleasure thing. I was like, dude, this is like big giant pain over. I'm going to become successful so that I can take care of this pain over here. You see what I'm saying? So to me, that was big thing. But then for me, there was a double thingy. It was a moving away from pain, big reasons why I needed to succeed. Okay, not necessarily want to succeed, but I needed to succeed for here. Moving away from pain, kind of a side of things. But then over here, I also put myself and created myself. Okay, so I had two things going for my subconscious. You guys tracking with me on this? Okay, two things. Who said you only need one? It's either that or that, right? You can have both. Okay, Phyllis understands that. Phyllis has a big family. Okay, right? So moving away from pain, stacking up those reasons why. What does it mean to you personally? It's got to be personal. But then you have your dream thing over here, right? Being able to do things that you wanted to do. So your subconscious mind is like, it lights up, right? All of a sudden your subconscious mind goes, whoa, now we're talking, man. Now we have something to work towards. Okay? Now you're fired up. Now you don't have to, rely on somebody to motivate you. You become self-motivated because your invisible forces drive you, okay? Now all of a sudden all these little distractions become not so much relevant. See what I'm saying? But if you I gotta check this social, I gotta see what, if everybody, if anybody posted or commented, I gotta check the news, I gotta do this, and I gotta whatever, right? All that garbage. Okay, so far so good, makes sense? All right, now for most people, see, in 24 hours a day, for most entrepreneurs, they might have 6 hours, maybe 6 hours in 24 hours, okay? Only 6 hours to build their dream, okay? Do you think when you have 96% chance that you're gonna fail, and you have 96% odds going against you, oh my goodness, not to mention family and friends and all these other people that you know, right? That as you're trying to go for that, how many people are telling you, you're crazy, dude, right? Here you have these, and if it's not enough here, you still got your loved ones. Be like, oh, duh. Is that another thing you're gonna do? You tried that before, right? Like it's in your head, you're like, dude, this is, oh my goodness, I'm gonna give up. That's what most people give up. 6 hours. Amazon, do you think Jeff Bezos worked 6 hours a day? Do you think he worked 6 hours a day to build Amazon? No. Right? He worked a lot more than that. Okay? No great company in the world was built on a part-time effort, on a part-time hours. It just doesn't happen. Might be an anomaly, okay? But it's a thinking. But you show me, any successful big company in the world, I'm not talking about flash in a pan type thingy, okay? That worked 4 hours a day, 4 hours a week. Are you kidding me? I would love to do that. I've tried it, doesn't work, all right? And I'm huge on systems and automation too. You see what I'm saying? All right? So a lot of those external messages and external, things taken out of context maybe, and people picking and choosing what they want to hear, and they're like, oh dude, I'm an entrepreneur. This is 2020, so I should work like 6 minutes a day and be good. There are courses teaching you affiliate marketing, like 18 minutes, 13 minutes, 8 minutes, 7 minutes a day to build your affiliate marketing business. And I look at that and I just laugh. I'm like, dude, you just like setting people up to fail, man. See what I'm saying? Like setting people up to fail. Okay? Okay, that's my 6 hours right here. But in reality, out of those 6 hours, productive meaning like they're in the zone, they're not distracted, they're not multitasking as they're doing these like actual productive hours. How many of those? Okay? You know what? The truth is, it's for most people, actual productive hours, okay? It might be less than an hour out of the 6. Might be less than an hour out of the 6 hours, okay? Because of all the distractions. And you're not being present there. So for you, okay, really helped me is okay? What are your actual productive, the first time I did this, you guys, this exercise, I'm going to show you in just a second. The first time I did this, I was shocked. I was getting maybe like 40 minutes, maybe 50 minutes of actual like productive, like actionable hour, like actions, right? Okay? What are your actual productive, the first time I did this, you guys, this exercise, I'm going to show you in just a second. The first time I did this, I was shocked. I was getting maybe like 40 minutes, maybe 50 minutes of actual like productive, like actionable actions, right? That I was doing. I was shocked for myself. I was shocked, man. I was like, whoa, no way this is happening. Because in your head, you're like busy, man. You got 6 hours of dedication. The question is how do I identify that? Very simple, and I'm not going to go into that too much detail, but very simple is, do yourself for the first week. Try this out, okay? For the first week, maybe start from Monday through whatever, or any day could be a start day, all right? And literally every 30 minutes, as you work on your key activities here, okay? Every 30 minutes, do a timer on yourself and have the timer go off every 30 minutes and just journal whatever you did in those 30 minutes. Good, bad, okay, in 30 minutes, okay, I was, here's my first hour and I'm doing, I'm working on this campaign or I'm working on this particular activity, right? And during that, every 30 minutes, so you're gonna break that 1 hour into 30 minutes because your timer is gonna be every 30 minutes, and you literally, when that rings, you stop, whatever you do, you drop whatever you're doing, and you write down honestly on a piece of paper what you've done in the last 30 minutes. The reason it's 30 minutes instead of an hour is because it's easier for you to remember the 30-minute deal instead of like an hour, because an hour might be too long, okay? If you wanna do every 15 minutes, might be even better. But you literally inventory every 15 to 30 minutes of your activities as you're working on these things. Now, don't try to be perfect. Just go with your regular flow, okay? Because you want your subconscious mind to really, or your conscious mind to really see, right? And then that wow factor is going to be passed on to your subconscious. We really want our subconscious to start working in our favor, don't we? Okay? So that is the simple thing that you can do to jolt your subconscious mind and wake it up and be like, whoa, right? Because next time when you see something shocking, you remember it, right? And you remember it for a long time. That's why you remember events. That's why you remember big things that you never expected, right? Whether it's family events or personal life events, that kind of stuff. Okay, you really remember it. Think of 9/11. Okay, you probably can remember. I can tell you exactly what I was when I heard the towers were bombed. Sudden collapsed. I remember exactly where I was. I was in my car, Honda Accord. I was on Russell Street going to college for a class. It was 8 something in the morning, and I remember hearing on the radio that some kind of a fire in New York City. See what I'm saying? And I bet you can remember exactly where you were when you heard, and then when you connected that news to the actual event, you never forget that. Okay? Remember? You see what I'm saying? So here, what we're trying to do here is we're trying to create something similar. I promise you, when you are honest with yourself, when you do this 15 to 30 minute inventory and literally write it down, when you look at this, don't try to be like perfect and like give yourself, just go with your regular flow like you usually would, right? If you're getting distracted, if you open an email, if you got notification, this and this, literally write everything you've done, even if it's for 2 seconds, okay? Even if you glanced at a little notification on your computer or something like that during that time, okay, then you write it down, okay? Glanced at the notification, opened an email, opened and closed, okay? And you literally write just the activities that you've done in those 15-minute chunks, okay? Then you're gonna look at it, and then tomorrow do the same thing again. You will be shocked at what you're gonna find out, okay? That's number one. Now, second thing is this. What I wanna do is I wanna simplify this down, and I'm gonna say, all right, my goal is this. My productive hours, okay, initially might be like, maybe let's just be generous. Let's say 2 hours of actual productive time. Okay, income producing activities. We're talking about income producing activities now, okay? Things that you work on that actually produces you income, because we really are optimizing for this, don't we? Okay? If you can, by the way, you can optimize this for anything you want. But when we're talking about income, okay, we want to be honest with our process, okay? You can't fool yourself, can you? Okay? I'm focused on eating my ice cream, right, William? Cool, dude, right? Like whatever you do, boom. Like if you're working and you're eating your ice cream, I guarantee you're being distracted. Guarantee you. Ice cream eating might be one of these things right here, but I guarantee you're going to be distracted, okay? Subconsciously. We're dealing with subconscious here. This is not, like consciously we know what to do. Dude, we know how to make money. We know what we should be doing. How come we're not doing it? Subconscious runs your life. Okay? So like this is, I hope I'm getting across to you on this one. All right, check this out. What I want to do is I'd say, you know what? Here are my actual, okay? Here are my actual productive time, okay? Productive time actually, okay? All right, good. But let's say that I've dedicated 6 hours. So I'm going to do some math on it, right? I'm going to say, you know what? 60,000 a month, okay? Divided by 30 days, okay? Approximately. That's 2,000, right? $2,000 a day, okay? $2,000 a day, okay? $2,000 a day divided by, all right, in my ideal case scenario, okay, if I dedicate myself 6 hours of my income producing activities here, divided by 6 hours a day, okay, what is that coming out to be? Okay, 2,000 divided by 6, $333.33, okay, 333.33. Okay, this right here is what every hour is worth for me, $333. Next thing is I ask myself a question. I say, you know what? Whatever I'm doing during this block right here, whatever I'm doing, eating ice cream, is that worth $333 for me that particular hour? You really want to get your subconscious mind on your side. Okay? You see what I'm saying? Now, unless checking an email or checking social media, okay, or reading some message from somebody else, unless that is worth $333 for you that hour, don't do it. Make sense? Now, what you will find out is this. Your actual productive hours is probably going to be a lot less than what you have allocated. Okay? Devon says, hell no, right? So here's the thing. You guys, this is how, like, once you get clear on this power number, this is called your power number, your magic number, whatever you want to call it, right? It is directly related to this stuff right here that you have allocated. And now, again, like what I'm talking to you about right now, if you did not watch our yesterday's live, some of this I'll tell you, okay? It's called The Cure for Failure Simplified, right here. Okay, see my screen right here, guys? Right here. Okay, see my screen right here, guys? I'm showing this for people that have not joined us. Okay, so this right here, The Cure for Failure Simplified. Watch that because that's like part 1. This is like part 2. So this is like an extension of that. Make sense? Okay, if you have a phone call, your best buddy, your friend, calls you up, want to chit chat with you during your allocated time right here. That, by the way, that you're working to build your dream. Okay. Unless that conversation is worth $330. You say, oh, Vick, dude, I didn't spend an hour. I didn't spend an hour with him. 5-minute distraction is going to take you 30 to 45 minutes for you to get back in the flow if you got distracted for 5 minutes. Okay? So, if you got distracted for 5 minutes talking with your buddy, your best friend, your family member, okay? You might as well just wasted 300. You might as well just wasted an hour. You say, Vick, I'm different. Really? Are you a machine? Okay? Look at these studies on this thing. Okay? When you're in the flow and you get distracted, you get out of that flow. What I'm talking about here, I'm talking about you being in the zone, you being in the flow. Okay? 5-minute distraction, you will never be in that same level of creativity, thinking, focus, everything else. So you might as well think that you just wasted an hour if you got distracted for 5 minutes. Make sense? That's why, okay, whatever your number is, based on whatever your income is, calculate it, get it solid for yourself, make sure that you know, and you're like, all right, here's my thing, here's what every hour is worth to me, and I am not going to let any of these other outside things distract me because it's costing me literally every single one of these. I want to go out there, dude. I want to go and I want to use a restroom. 333 bucks. Okay, boom. Is that using of that restroom worth 333 bucks for you? See what I'm saying? That's an expensive restroom break. Okay, all right. Your Facebook notification, somebody followed you or somebody sent you a message. Dude, it's just 30 seconds. You might as well take that, throw it in the trash. Okay, or send it to your favorite charity or something like that. Or better yet, actually start doing that. That will really train your mind, right? To start behaving differently, okay? I'm telling you, when I started to do this is not theory, this is experience. When I started to do this, Limo Comics says, hold it. No, dude, what you do is you schedule it in, you know? You see what I'm saying? Like, guys, it's real stuff. You know, you work and you want to go get up and get yourself a cracker because you have to have a snack. If it's during this time right here, okay, that cracker just cost you 333 bucks. As you do this, see what I'm saying? You're initially, this is like a boost. There's going to be a productivity boost and your subconscious. See what I'm saying? So, moving away from pain, stack up those reasons why you need to have that number reality, okay? And then move towards the pleasure, reasons why. That becomes like that charge. It's like that charge in a battery, right? You need that. That's going to be like, now we're talking. It lights up your brain receptors. It lights up your creativity. You're thinking, okay, possibilities here and this. Here's what we're going to do. Here's here's like dream. Start dreaming. Be like a kid again. And nothing wrong with that, okay? Write that goal down on a piece of paper so that you can carry it continuously, reinforce it. Every time you touch this card, boom. Those reasons. This is nothing, dude. Numbers, your mind doesn't wrap around numbers. It doesn't mean anything. Your mind wraps around emotions, right? Emotions what matters. Number is irrelevant. It can be any number. But as long as that number has emotion, enough emotion attached behind it and supports it, then this becomes relevant, right? So you wanna make that number relevant and make it alive for you, for your subconscious mind to really start interacting with it, okay? And then you really identify this stuff right here, get that solidified, that number solidified, and literally drill it in your head. I promise you, your productivity is gonna go through the roof, okay? If you work 4 hours, whatever that number is. Now, when you do work, okay, you're going to be like a machine. You're going to be like a laser. You're going to be like, dude, this is, and most importantly, your result, your energy is going to be channeled. It's like that laser beam. It just channels that energy. Okay, it's like when I was a kid, we used to have these big magnifying glass, right? And then you harness the power of the sun, and you start a fire on, like dry leaves or stuff like that, right? I've done it. I'm sure many of you guys done it too. Okay, it's channeling that thing. Now, if you want to goof off and go and do all those other things, eat the ice cream and socialize and check Facebook, all that stuff is fine, okay? As long as it's outside of your actual power hours or whatever you want to call them, right? Your dream hour, your dream building hours, or your just call it your power zone or something like that. Make sense? So that way, your mind, you're not punishing yourself, right? You're not doing something that you're not going to like, because if you're doing something you're not going to like, you're not going to do it, you're not going to stick to it for too long, okay? But it's ability to be able to trick your mind and get that to work with you instead of against you, okay? So then when you're searching Facebook over here and it's outside of these, you're fine. Your subconscious mind doesn't go, dude, you should be working, and now you're killing time. Schedule your time killing activities over there. Nothing wrong with that. See what I'm saying? Make sense? Okay? Is this helpful for you guys? Dude, we're going on for 53 minutes. I was gonna, because a lot of people ask me for my my book reading and stuff like that, my list. I'm not gonna get into this right now. I want to make sure that I think we're just gonna, let me know if this makes sense, you guys. Okay? Try this out. Don't try it. Do it. Actually do it. It will change your behavior. It's not gonna be perfect for you right away, but it will shock you. Number one. Okay, number two, it will give you a tremendous focus. It's going to change your perspective on how you look at things. Okay, it's going to change the way that you control your attention span. The reason people have such low attention span, again, studies show or talk about something like 9 seconds or 8 seconds for attention span, which is less than of a goldfish. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. Okay, with all these things bombarding us, you're going to be meaningful, specific. You're not going to be a wandering generality, right? And just like, let's tackle the day and see what happens. You're going to be very meaningful, specific. You're going to go with purpose. You're going to be laser focused, and you're going to have that invisible force. It's going to build up, build up, build up, and that charge that's going to carry you through anything you need to go through. Okay, make sense? Yesterday was an aha moment. Today is a double and triple yesterday. Okay, all right. Do this, you guys. It will change your life. I appreciate you. This is it. We're going to just wrap this up because we're coming up on an hour here. A couple announcements before I go, okay? So check this out. Tomorrow, all right, you guys will see a couple things. So a lot of people ask me about my book reading. And I have I'll show you. Do you guys want to see what kind of books I read that really helped me, that stuff that I read that really helps me? Okay? I'm going to show you. Okay? See all those? See all those things right there? That's my book reading, that's my library right here. I take it with me. I've got 113 books on this one here, on this one alone. And I've got about maybe another 50, 60 audio books. What we're doing is a couple things. Tomorrow we're going to open up a 4% book division. So basically those are going to be recommended books that we recommend, books that I've read multiple times, books that are great for entrepreneurs. That stuff is going to be that's going to open up tomorrow. So we're going to list and add books. This is going to be a great thing. Also, what you guys, couple other announcements here real quick. Okay, is this. We are, if I can open that up. Okay, tonight we're going to be opening up this right here. So 4% live streaming channels. Okay, you guys see this? All right. So if you're a 4% member, okay, if you are a community member, you guys will see this is going to become really, really cool.